안녕하세요, 뚜랑킬로입니다. 오늘 영상은 여러분들이 라이브와 Q&A 때 많이 물어보셨던 과연 잭 어떻게 살고 있나요에 관한 영상이에요. 제가 보고타에 돌아와서 잭이랑 같이 술 한잔 했어요. 그러면서 영상을 찍었고, 원래 기획 의도는 잭이 영어를 가르치는 선생님이다 보니까 영어를 어떻게 하면 효과적으로 배울 수 있는지를 좀 물어보려고 했었는데, 술을 마시다 보니까 이야기가 딴 데로 샜습니다. 그래서 제 속마음도 이야기하고, 제가 잭한테 해주고 싶었었던 이야기도 하고, 잭 이야기도 듣고, 그렇게 좀 중구난방으로 이야기가 빠졌는데 듣기에 지루하진 않으실 거예요. 아마 잭의 비디오를 보신 분들이라면. 잭의 비디오를 안 보셨다면 좀 이해가 힘들 수도 있으니까 제가 아래 링크에 달아놓은 그 비디오 먼저 시청하시고 이 비디오 보시면 많은 도움이 되실 것 같습니다. 네. 토요일 밤이라 지금 들썩들썩하네 전부 다. 오늘은 친구를 만날 거예요. 참고로 오늘 비디오는 영어 학습법에 대한 비디오이기 때문에 영어에 전혀 관심이 없다 하시는 분들은 굳이 안 보셔도 상관없습니다. 근데 보세요, 재밌을 거니까. 와, 경치 죽이네. 산이 구름에 걸려있네. 보고타도 볼만합니다 여러분. 위험하다고는 하지만 장소만 잘 찾아다니면 괜찮아요. Is it okay?
You're filming this?
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's practice. How are you, man?
Man. How have you been, man?
Good. Welcome.
Oh yeah, this is your house. So,
Mikasa Sukasa.
do you like this house, huh?
I do love this.
Man,
house.
this is so cool. You got the sky over there. How have you been, man?
Thank you. Please, have a seat.
Thanks, man. I think it's been like 2 months, 1.5 months.
No, I think 2 months as well.
2 months, yeah. Since we said goodbye. You look good.
Thank you.
You look healthy, man.
I look fat.
No, yeah, in that part, yes, but like you're bigger.
I'm lifting weights.
You got kettlebell, but are you sure we can drink?
Obviously, we can.
I know it's your apartment, but it's not gonna make your condition worse, huh?
No.
Uh-huh.
No, in fact, drinking is good for you because it's got alcohol and it just purifies all of the. It disinfects like alcohol.
So simple.
Especially in this flat, you need a big jack.
This is mental.
This is my beauty. It's my motorcycle jack.
That's the car.
This is from a pesto.
Yes.
This will be your cup.
Yeah. So I was thinking, so many people are asking me, dude, how did you learn English? How did you learn Spanish? I'm not an expert. So I was thinking, who can tell people the proper way to learn language? And then I thought about you.
Okay.
Obviously, we have to drink.
We have to drink.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro. I can give you advice that works for me.
Okay.
The one thing that would work. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers, buddy. Why do you have so much? I'm gonna pour mine. Come on, man. That's not fair.
It's deceptive because that's a big cup.
But also, I have a lot of germs that I have to clean it out with this alcohol.
Okay. You know, I recently learned that there is an art form to drinking tequila.
Okay.
You have to hold your breath, and that way you can taste the entire texture of it.
That's what I love about you. You know so many things. Who the fuck knows how to drink tequila properly?
Alcoholics.
So you're an expert of like language learning.
Not an expert.
You've been teaching many years, right?
Teaching it's the thing that I've done the longest, and it's the thing that I like doing the most.
How many years?
9, almost 10 years.
Shit.
Teaching English to different capacities, small kids, adults.
How's your Spanish? I know you're like absolutely fluent, but
Muy bien, papi. No, pues yo te hablo en español.
podemos hablar español si queremos.
Tú hablas muy bien.
Claro, pero mi español es como solo para vivir, solo para básico.
No. Yo enseño idiomas
Ajá.
y yo veo en ti
Ajá.
que entiendes y
Sí.
puedes comunicar muy fácil tus ideas.
Creo que mi cosa es una manera, yo enseñé inglés también, porque yo enseñé inglés en Australia y Canadá y yo nunca estudié, nunca con papel. Creo que es la mejor manera.
No, la mejor manera es con una novia colombiana.
Un amor, sí.
Un amor y uno aprende.
Y mucha pelea, sí.
Sí, no, la colombiana es peligrosa. Es muy picante. I'm thinking about it from this point of view. I mean, for example, you speak, of course, South Korean, you speak Japanese, you speak
Just-
English,
yeah.
and you speak Spanish.
Uh-huh.
That's 4 languages. I've always thought to myself, the more languages you understand, the more facets you have in your personality.
Mhm.
Why? Because when I speak to you in English, I am a certain way.
Mhm.
I'm outgoing and I can be very funny and I can be very charming. Why? Because I know the language, I'm very comfortable with the language. But in Spanish, I can't be sarcastic. Why? Because sarcasm doesn't work.
True.
So instead of sarcasm, I have to use another mechanism for humor. I have to change my personality. I have to alter my personality, which means that there is English drag and then there is Colombian drag. And so that adds another element, another facade of my personality. So you, my friend, you have 4 because you are 4 separate people simultaneously when you are in 4 separate time zones.
I absolutely agree. And also, especially people from Asian culture, because obviously there are not many people learning Asian language from Western world, so it's hard to compare. But people from, like, let's say South Korea or China or Japan who speaks English fluently, and I'm sure they will have vast difference when it comes to the personality, because if you see English and Spanish, the gap is relatively small than, let's say, Korean and English.
I would imagine.
There's so much perks of learning English or Spanish, you know?
It reminds me of what my teacher told me. When you're at the base of the mountain looking up, the mountain looks insurmountable. But when you are at the center of the mountain looking up,
Right.
the mountain looks completely possible. Right? It's all just a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, for example, when it comes to languages, you understand the Western mentality and you understand the Eastern mentality. If you understand Japanese or South Korean, you can understand other languages a little bit easier.
True.
In a way that Latin is very prominent in Western cultures and languages, right? For example, by virtue of understanding Spanish, my Italian is way up.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when I hear French, I can understand it a
Wow.
little bit. I went to Brazil once and I'm like, holy shit, I can understand. Not everything.
Not
Maybe
everything.
60%.
Yeah.
But that's a lot, man.
But that's one thing I'm jealous about European languages. Like German, obviously. I can learn German because I know English.
Oh, but German is fucking It's an emotional heartbreak. It's emotional volcano German. It's geboten. German is so weird, man.
Yeah, man. That's why they're not fun.
If any Germans see this, we love you, Germany.
I
No
love-
more world wars.
That's what I love about you, man. So I met the other English guys, and they're so sarcastic.
We're very sarcastic.
No, without humor.
Oh, maybe they're German.
We don't want.
No,
Stop.
please.
Stop.
Okay, cut it. My mother's generation.
Okay.
Anybody from my mother's generation, they always had the same kind of blueprint in life. They always had the same kind of ideal and the same goals. Go to school, go to uni, get married, get a job, work 40 years at that job, right? Buy a house, gardening, and then death. Everybody had the same plan. Everybody had the same goal. But now, in the modern time, we think to ourselves, well, I can buy a house and fill it full of shit. I can buy a couch, I can buy a fridge, I can buy all these sort of things. Or I can travel the world and have experience. I can buy experiences. Which one do I value more?
I have one more alternative, and this is why I started my YouTube channel. In our mother's generation, it was not possible. Maybe you could travel the world and write a book, sell the book,
Maybe.
or like a Lonely Planet. You know Lonely Planet.
Yeah.
There are like only few business could be built up depending on the tourism. Now there are whole another market, and now people can see this video. Hola. I'm so drunk, by the way.
Drink more! I enjoy people when they're drunk because they become more transparent when they're drunk.
There's some assholes when they drink. They like to like get aggressive, you know, like
Those guys are fun. They're fun to watch.
from a distance.
From this table, when I'm looking at that table, I'm thinking, another drink, another round, please, another round.
I was intending to make this contest with the language learning, but now I don't give a shit.
Just get a girlfriend, man. It doesn't matter. If you're learning Italian, get an Italian girlfriend. If you're learning Chinese, get a Chinese girlfriend.
But what if like there's some like so many insecure like some.
My teacher told me once that if you like something, 1,000 people will like something. If you think a certain way, 1,000 people will think the same way. There's nothing new under the sun. So if you like who you are, then 1,000 people must like who you are as well.
The self-esteem.
Exactly.
Who would ever love you if you don't love yourself?
You have to accept who you are because essentially who you are is the person that you are presenting to the world. This is the wrapping, this is the cover of who you are.
I always tell my friends, like keep your shoulder straight, you know?
Yes.
You have your straight shoulder and then you become confident. Let's say I have like really big breast. I imagine myself as a woman.
Chest.
Like, yes, chest, okay.
Men, we have chest.
This is so weird, but sometimes I imagine myself as a woman.
I like that you can tell me these things. So hold on, so when you imagine yourself as a woman, what do you imagine? Are you naked in the shower or are you working?
Yeah, but would you be a woman ever?
No, man, no, because I think that genetically I won the lottery. I think that even though I am Latin, I have enough genetically to make me white, you know? So I am a white male.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, you can't even hurt my feelings, mate. I mean, like genetically, I won the lottery. Women have to put up with a lot of shit.
You ever thought about making your YouTube channel? Man, you should.
What would I talk about?
Your life. You're the most interesting people I've ever met.
Oh, I doubt that.
You know me. I'm not lying to you. I know you saw your Jack videos like 7 times. I watched that like 50 times. You have no idea how many people appreciate me.
I appreciate you. I mean, I do have an idea. I do have an idea. And that video really fucks with me. But in a good way, because a few days ago I had a really bad day. And that's kind of the fucked up thing about my condition is that some days are good, but some days are bad. I saw your video. It reminded me be thankful. Because there are other people that wish they had your problems. I live in a wonderful place. I have extremely good friends. I have an excellent sex life. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Women like the iPad. If I had known that this is what it took, I would have just poked my eye out years ago.
This works, really?
It works.
Okay.
Do you want some iPad? Hold on. Don't move.
Alright.
Under one ear, over the other.
Ah,
There you go, man. You got it.
I got it.
You look amazing, by the way.
I know.
You look
Normally I look amazing, but even better.
Now you look like amazing plus.
I never wore eye patch, and you told me it's okay. I have half of my eyesight, but right now what I'm seeing with this eye patch is less than half. 25% of my sight. I told you I watched that for 50 times. Now I can see the flaws. Maybe this music, maybe like this scene is not necessary, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The message permeates.
And that is why you're so fucking interested. 60,000 people watch your video. And it was the only episode. Only the fractions of yourself. Your whole stories of like you stole the pinball machine.
Oh shit.
No.
Like that.
Yeah.
YouTube, be cool.
At this point, I'm your girlfriend and I don't understand why you're not having your YouTube channel.
But the thing is, who the fuck would listen to me?
Think about it. You impressed me and I made a video. Only a fraction of
What's
videos.
the first one?
But imagine having 100 of videos of yourself talking about shit, talking about Colombian girls, talking about your eyes blind, what it's like, because this is the first time I had my eye patch, and I know so many people watching this video, they wonder because they never had this eye patch in their life. The whole world is changing, man. The traditional way of making money, like your mother's generation, like my father's generation, because with this YouTube channel, we can approach to the thousands of people.
It's so crazy that you say that because, for example, imagine that you were your parents and you got married and then you had a kid and you thought to yourself, oh shit, I better have this job for the next 40 years or else I'm fucked. But not us. Us, we have the option of a more digital form of presenting our ideas. I always thought to myself, really lucky to be at that waterfall. And now, when I have really bad days, I always think about those 2 days that I spent at the waterfall. Today is really difficult, but on that day, I climbed a fucking waterfall, man. I climbed all the way up.
It sounds so familiar because I watched the video 50 times.
I've watched it 100 times because I need to watch it 100 times. I need that. Why? Because at the end of the day, I realize that no matter how strong I feel, I'm still very weak. I still need to see a visual representation of me in a good place so that today I can feel good about myself.
You're the most strongest people I've ever met. Of course, I had frustration. All the YouTubers, they have frustration unless they're celebrating. Most of people, just like me or you, have something to say. That is all. Not the technique, the camera, doesn't mean shit. You have to go through a long period of time. For me, it was 8 months or 9 months, but it could be 1 or 2 years. You feel like no one is listening to you. You have to enjoy the process. And I know it's gonna be easiest process for you because your life, man, you have to go through so fucking. There are like 5 different people who had the same stroke as you. One of the guy, he didn't see both eyes. One of the guys, he couldn't move the legs. And they sent the message to me or left a comment. It is so nice to see your video and Jack is doing alright because I thought I was the alone in this world. This one comment or one direct message from the Instagram. That's why I'm making this video, man. I don't even care how many subscribers I have.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, man.
3 months ago, I had to get a MRI scan. Essentially, they put you into a fucking microwave.
I've gone through, yeah.
Right, and so you're just sitting there for like 30, 45 minutes. It was a mother and her little girl. I could see that she was really nervous. She was shaking. She was completely pale and just shaking in her body language. And I was just sitting there next to her and I could sense it. And I just thought to myself, just say something. Just say, hey, oye niña, tranquila, tranquila. No te preocupes. If I could maybe say this to her, maybe the girl would calm down. Maybe the girl would relax. But unfortunately, we live in a society where if I talk to a little girl, people will think I'm a fucking creep or a pervert, right? And so I thought to myself, oh. I always regretted sacrificing my dignity for her peace of mind. That girl was 13 years old and she needed an MRI, which means that her medical situation was severe. And if I could just offer a little bit of hope or clarity. And so sometimes I think about a YouTube channel where somebody who's having a bad day, somebody who's going through a worse situation than me can maybe empathize. So I don't need 1,000 likes. I just need 1. If I did the video, a lot of the focus would be on the rehabilitation side. For example, it's like that little girl. And if I could just extend a hand and just say, hey, listen, man, it feels like this is only happening to you. But it's not. It's happening to a lot of people. And look, if an idiot like me can get over it, you'll be fine.
If you can influence only one people, only one little girl like that.
There what?
재밌었죠? 잘 살고 있는 것 같아서 너무 다행이고 이 풀 버전 비디오가 있어요. 약 1시간 반 정도 되는 비디오인데 오늘 영상은 요약본이고요. 그 요약본에 제가 자막을 달았는데 만약에 풀 버전이 필요하신 분들을 위해서 제가 채널을 하나 팠습니다. 이거는 한국어 화자분들을 대상으로 한 게 아니고 전 세계 영어를 쓰는 사람들을 대상으로 하는 채널이 될 거고 그 채널의 첫 번째 비디오일 거예요. 그래서 뭐 설거지 하시다가 아니면은 출근하시다가 그냥 멍 때리면서 듣고 싶다 하시는 분들은 켜놓으시면은 내용도 좀 이해가 되실 거예요. 대신에 자막은 제가 못 붙여요. 너무 많아서 그건 양해해 주시고 앞으로 제가 인터뷰하는 원본 파일은 아마 여기로 올라갈 거 모르죠? 이렇게 이야기하고 또 나중에 흐지부지 될지도 모르겠는데 아무튼 그렇게 아시고 링크는 제가 아래 또 달아 놓을게요. 아마 콜롬비아 마지막 영상일 거고 이 다음 영상은 Q&A 그리고 콜롬비아를 떠나는 영상이 될 것 같습니다. 그러면 다음 영상에 뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다. 빠이!